Srimate Ramanujaya Namaha, Srimad Varavara Munaye Namaha, Srimad Lokarya Mahagurave Namaha. It is the 12th day of Margari, and the Pasuram that we will enjoy today starts with Kanaithalam Katterumai Kannukirangi. This is the Pasuram where Andal explicitly glorifies Sri Ramavataram. We saw in the 4th Pasuram, Arimalai Kanna, where she talks about the shower, the arrow shower, Sarngam. So she talks about that. Here, she explicitly glorifies Sri Rama. The word she uses to explicitly glorify Rama is Manat Kinyan. And this is considered the only Pasuram that is Sri Rama Vritantam in this entire Tirupavai set of 30 Pasurams. Well, there are others like in Pasuram 24, etc. But this one is dedicated to Sri Rama. In this Pasuram, there are again umpteen references to Sri Ramayana, and Adiyan is going to say at the outset that I don't think we will be able to do justice to all of the Sri Ramayana references in the 10 to 15 minutes that we go over every day. So we will do as much as I'm able to and to the extent of my knowledge. But I sincerely wish and pray that all of us get the opportunity to go through a detailed Kalakshepam of this Pasuram where we can minute by minute enjoy each and every word and the references to Krishna Avataram, Rama Avataram, and what Andal talks about here. This Pasuram is one where she talks about the Kainkarya Vaibhavam. Kainkarya Vaibhavam in the sense, the Gopika that is woken up in this Pasuram, her brother is referred as Narchelvan. And the cows in her house, they are the ones where the milk is just flowing out of their udders. The milk is flowing out of their udders because there is nobody that is extracting the milk out. In the previous Pasuram, we saw that the Gopika that was being woken up, she was the one who had Katru Karavai Kanangal Pala Karandu. That means they are doing the process of milk extraction. So that Pasuram refers to the Gopika whose brother is one who is engaged in his karma anusharan. That is, this is his duty. His duty, because he's born in the clan of the Yadavas, is to extract the milk. So he does that throughout. Whereas this Gopika is from the family where the family does not care, because they are constantly engaged only in Krishna Anubhavam, in Krishna Kainkaryam. Because they are engaged in this Krishna Kainkaryam, there is nobody that's extracting the milk out of the cows. And as a result, the udders of those cows are so full that they naturally start to secrete milk. Kanaithalam Katterumai Kannukku Irangi Ninaithu Mulai Valiye Ninnu Paal Sora. So Ninaithu Mulai Valiye. So the cows, they are thinking about their calves, and as a result, Ninaithu Mulai Valiye, through their udders, Ninnu Paal Sora, the milk is just coming out. Whereas in the previous Pasuram, contrast this to what they do there. Katru Karavai Kanangal Pala Karand. They had so many cows and they would keep milking those cows. That's why it's Kanangal Pala Karand. They are milking. Whereas here, they are not milking. They are not milking because they are engaged in Krishna Anubhavam all the time and in Krishna Kainkarya. And so, such a Gopika and her brother, we know her brother because she says Narchelvan Tangai. So she's being referred to as the sister of this guy who's a Narchelvan, of this Gopa who's a Narchelvan. And that Narchelvan is equated to that of Lakshmana. That's the first reference to Sri Ramayana that we are going to see here. And why is he equated to Lakshmana? That is because Lakshmana, as we saw in the previous Pasuram, was the one who had the wealth of Kainkaryam. He was referred as Lakshmano Lakshmi Sampannaha. That is, he had the opulence of Kainkaryam. Similarly, this Gopa is Narchelvan. Selvam means wealth. Narchelvan, that is one who has the good wealth. And what is good wealth for somebody? It is the Kainkarya Prapti. It is the ability and the bhagyam of being able to do Kainkaryam. That is why he is Narchelvan. And who had that ability and bhagyam to do the Kainkaryam? That was Lakshmana. Now, when we are talking about Lakshmana here, let's just do a slight comparison. Now, Rama, when he went to the forest, he took Sita with him. Of course, Sita had to fight for it, but he took. and Rama took her, and Rama had to protect Sita. He is the husband of Sita, all of that. Now, and he is the prince. So is Lakshmana, and he is also married to this person called Urmila. So, which means, doesn't he have the responsibility to take care of Urmila? Then, if he just leaves her in the palace and leaves for 14 years, then isn't he defaulting from his core responsibility? Well, the answer that our Purvacharyas have given is that no, because that is considered to be a Samanya Dharma. Samanya Dharma in the sense that is your usual day-to-day dharma. To be able to protect your family, to be able to protect your parents, to be able to protect your children, to do your work, all of that. But when it comes to Bhagavat Kainkaryam, that takes a precedence over Samanya Dharma, and this is called Visesha Dharma. So Lakshmana here aptly goes after that Visesha Dharma. He tells Rama, Na Deva Loka Kramanam Namarattvamaham Vrune. That is, I am not going to be pacified even if you give me the Deva Loka. I don't want any of that. I just want to be with you and be in your service all the time. That is his Kainkaryam. So that is why this Gopa, who just forgets what he has to do and he's just with Krishna all the time, he is considered to be equivalent to that of Lakshmana, and he is as a result a Narchelvan. Now similarly, Vibhishana, he says, Parityapta Maya Lanka. That is, I am giving up Lanka. I am giving up everything. And he is not after the Prapyam. Prapyam means the goal. He's not after the Rajyam. He's just giving that up when he comes and surrenders to Rama at the shores of the ocean. And anybody else. So he's one who has overcome the Prapya Virodhi. That is, he knows that he has to have Rama as the goal. So this Gopa is like that. So this Kanaithilam Kathirume Kannukirangi Ninaithu Mulevadiye Ninnu Paal Sora Nanaithillam Serakum Narchelvan Tangai. So we talked about the Narchelvan. Next, we are going to go to the crux of the Sri Rama Anubhavam that is represented by Andal in this pasuram. That is, she says, Panittalai Vida Nin Vasar Kadai Patri. We are standing outside your door, not minding the frost. And Sinathinal Tennilangai Komanai Chetra Manathu Kiniyan. Let's spend a few minutes talking about this Sinathinal Tennilangai Komanai Chetra Manathu Kiniyan, who is Rama. The first word is Sinam. Sinathinal. Sinam means anger in Tamil. So here, Andal says, with anger, Sinathinal Tennilangai Komanai. Koman means the king. The king, Tennilangai Koman is the king of the Lanka. Tennilangai, the southern Lanka. Tennilangai Komanai Chetra, who vanquished Manathu Kiniyan. That who is very dear to all of us. Manatthukku Iniyan, dear to our minds. Such Rama is who she is talking about. So we have to enjoy one by one. Please bear with me because this is going to take a teeny bit longer than we are used to, but we will definitely not do any justice if we are not able to at least at a very high level glance over each of these words that Andal has used and the appropriate Anubhavam of Sri Rama here. So Manatthukku Iniyan. So before that we'll go to Sinathinal. Sinathinal means with anger. Now Rama is one who is supposed to have conquered all this anger. At the start of Sri Ramayanam, when Narada is being asked by Valmiki, he's being asked a few questions. That's how Ramayanam starts. It starts as Tapasvadhyaya Naratham Tapasvi Vagvidambaram Naratham Paripaprasya Valmikir Munipunghavam. So Narada comes and Valmiki asks him some questions. What are the questions he asks? So Valmiki at that point lists some 16 qualities, and he lists 16 qualities and says, who in the current world, who lives today amongst us, possesses all of these 16 qualities. Those 16 qualities can be listed: dharmagnyasya, kritagnyasya. So who's dharmagnya, who's kritagnya, who's viryavan, all of those. So there are 16 such qualities. I'll bring up the shlokam also before the end of this episode. So one of those qualities that he's asking about is jitakrodaha. Jitakrodaha means one who has won over anger. What does it mean to win over anger? It means that anger is in your disposal. Now let's just think about ourselves for a moment. When we say anger, when we are very angry at something, at that point, we lose ourselves to anger because anger possesses over us. It's only because anger possesses over us, we are not able to keep it under our control, we get angry. Whereas imagine for a moment if it was flipped. If it was flipped and if anger is like a weapon, like if you want to wield a stick on something, then you would use the stick, you will take it, you will wield it, and then you will go pick up the stick. So the stick is in your control, right? What if anger was like that? Because you have won over anger. That is called as jitakrodha. So Rama is one who possesses this quality of jitakrodha. That is, he can take anger when he needs, and then he will use it, not because he is angry. It's because anger is necessary at that point to get that thing done. And then he will let anger go. This is exactly what he did when he surrendered to the king of the ocean. And when the king of the ocean did not come for 3 days, he acquired anger and he said, oh, I am going to shoot this Brahmastra. What should I do? Right? That's when the king of the ocean came running. At that point, Rama was not angry. He was not angry at all. He just used anger as a weapon, and he used anger at his disposal. He is jitakrodha. Such jitakrodha. Now, sinatinal. Where does that anger fall now? That anger, how do we think about that anger now? Why did he get angry? And there is a very, very, very beautiful reference given in this context to Sri Ramayana. This Rama, who is jitakrodha, was at one instance under the effect of anger. So Valmiki uses the term kopasya vasame ivan. That is, he became under the vasam of kopam. Like we say in Tamil, koba vasapattar, ananda vasapattar. Vasa means like under the influence. Kopasya vasame ivan meaning he fell under the influence of the kopam. When does that happen? That happens when his devotees are offended. So the shlokam of reference here is Tatho Ramo Mahatejaha Ravanena Krithavranam Drishtva Plavagashadhulam Kopasya Vasame Ivan. That is, Rama was so angered, he fell in the clutches of anger when Ravana beat Hanuman up. So Hanuman is Rama's devotee, and Rama could not bear the sight of Ravana offending Hanuman. At that point, he just loses all his control and he fell under the clutches of the anger, and then he goes and fights Ravana. So Tato Ramo Mahatejaha, that Rama who was a Tejasvi, who was radiant, he saw what Ravana did. Drishtva Plavagashardhulam. He saw the king, the tiger among monkeys, Hanuman, was offended by Ravana. Ravanena Kritavranam Kopasya Vasame Ivan. That is a big turning point in the battle of Sri Ramayana, in the battle of Lanka, where Rama engages in the battlefield directly with Ravana. So that is such a beautiful reference to Sinatina. Next, we move on to Tennilangai Koman. Tennilangai Koman. So the king of the beautiful Lanka. The beautiful Lanka. So Lanka had such opulence, such beauty, such wealth that even somebody like Hanuman, who is a Vairagyashila, that is, he has all his senses under control. Even such Hanuman, when he saw the Lanka, when he saw the richness and the opulence of Lanka, at that point he said, Yadhyad dharmo na bhalavan syadayam rakshaseswaraha syadayam suralokasya sasagrasyapi rakshita. If only this Ravana is not against dharma, if he's not against dharma, then this Ravana, who's such a Balashali, who's such a strong warrior, he could have even become the king of all the three lokas, including the loka, the Swarga loka that belongs to Indra. This is Hanuman's thought when he sees Lanka. Ravana has so much, his country is so beautiful, he is such a strong warrior, yet his path was not correct. He followed the path of adharma instead of the path of dharma. If he had followed the path of dharma, then he could have achieved anything. This is Hanuman's thought, and that is beautifully pulled out by our Purvacharyas when they give us the commentary for the word Tennilangai Koman. Tennilangai Komanai Chetra Manathu Kiniyan. Now we will move to the glorification of Rama. Rama is called as Manathukku Iniyan. Manathu Kiniyan, one who brings joy to our minds. And that is because he is one who is glorified even by his enemies. Now, Shurpanaka, her nose was cut off by Lakshmana upon the orders of Rama. Now, naturally, what should be her reaction? Her reaction should be, she should be very angry at Rama and Lakshmana. So she goes to complain to Kara and Dushana, her brothers. Before she goes to Lanka to complain to Ravana, she goes to Kara and Dushana. And there, so they ask her, okay, so tell me about this Rama that you're talking about, because those kings, those Rakshasas, they don't know anything about Rama, right? They are like, okay, who's this lad who's come? My sister is coming and she's crying about him. So, okay, who's this person, Rama? That's their reaction. So they ask her to describe him. So at that time, she says, Tarunau, Rupa Sampannau, Sukumarau, Mahabhalau, Pundarika Visalakshau, Chira Krishna Ajina Ambarau. She is describing the beauty of Rama. She says, Tarunau, Rupa Sampannau. They are youthful, they are beautiful, and they are so soft-natured, yet they are so powerful. They have a lot of balam, and their eyes are so beautiful. Pundarika Visalakshav, and they are adorning the dress made of attire made of bark, and they are the ones that cut off my nose. So is this how you will describe somebody who has avenged you, who has wronged you in some way? No, right? Yet these are the exact words of Shurpanaka when she goes and describes the beauty of Rama and Lakshmana, not because she was being asked to describe their beauty, because she was just being asked who they are. And similarly, even when Mandodari, when she faces Rama after Ravana is killed in the battle, she immediately starts glorifying Sri Rama. And such is his Manathu Kiniyam. And there is also some beautiful references that have been given about a compare and contrast between Krishna and Rama. Nammalvar says he's facing the pangs of separation, and he's thinking about what will sustain him. So he has a parrot, and he looks at the parrot, and he has a pet bird, and the pet bird says the names of Krishna. It says Krishna, Kanna. So that should have helped Nammalvar heal, right? No. Nammalvar says, Kannan namame kudari kondrir. Oh, I'm not able to bear this anymore, because the moment you say the name of Kanna, then I get even more upset. I get even more sad. So you are not helping me. Oh, birds, you are not helping me. That's what Rama says. At that point, the explanation, the reference given by our Purvacharyas is that the name of Krishna is unlike the name of Rama, because the name of Rama is supposed to be Mrita Sanjeevanam. That is, it can even bring back somebody who's at the clutches of death. it can bring him back. Whereas for Nammalvar, the name of Kanna means that he's getting even more upset. So this should be taken in the right spirit, by the way. Not in the spirit of, oh, if you say the name of Kanna, then you're going to be upset. That's not what it is. It is for somebody who's already feeling the pangs of separation. When you think of Kanna and when you think of Krishna's Saulabhyam and such, then you feel more upset. That's what it is. Now, another Arvar says, when he talks about Krishna, actually Andal, it is Andal who says, when she talks about Krishna, Vembeyaga Valartale. So she says, oh, this mother Yashoda, look at all these naughty things that Krishna does. She has raised him like a vemba, that is like a neem seed. Vembeyaga Valartale. Unlike Rama, whereas when it comes to Rama, she says, he is the Manattuk Iniyan. He is one who is pleasing for everybody, such that his qualities are even praised by the enemies. Ripunam Apivatsalaha is a reference. We saw this reference in another pasuram as well. So such glorification is suitable for Rama, and such Rama is Manattukiniyan. So Andal says, oh Gopika, you are the sister of this Narchalvan, and come, let us wake up, and let us go and sing the glories of this Manattukiniyan. Manattukiniyanai paadavum nee vai tiravai inittan ezhundirai. So wake up. She wakes her up. And let us also spend the rest of our day thinking about the glories of Rama and how he's such a beautiful Manattukiniyan. And see you all again tomorrow. Arvar Emperimanar Jiyar Thiruvadi.